Genesis chapter 42. When Jacob learned that Egypt had wheat, he said to his sons, "Why are you standing there looking at one another?" He further said, "I have heard that there is wheat in Egypt. Go down there and buy wheat for us, so that we may live and not die of hunger." So 10 of Joseph's brothers went down to Egypt to buy wheat. Jacob did not let Joseph's brother Benjamin go with them, fearing that something bad would happen to him. The children of Israel were among others who also went to buy grain because of the famine in the land of Canaan. Joseph was the governor of Egypt, and he was the one who sold wheat to all the people of the land. So when Joseph's brothers arrived, they bowed down to him with their faces to the ground. Joseph recognized his brothers as soon as he saw them, but he acted as if he didn't know them, and he spoke to them bluntly, "Where do you come from?" Joseph recognized his brothers, but they did not recognize him. Then he remembered the dreams he had had about them, and he said to them, "You are spies. You have come to see where our land is unprotected." They replied, "No, my lord. Your servants have come to buy food. We are all children of the same father. Your servants are honest men, not spies." But José insisted, "No. You have come to see where our land is unprotected." And they said, "Your servants were 12 brothers, all sons of the same father, in the land of Canaan. The youngest is now at home with his father, and the other is dead." Joseph said again, "It is as I told you, you are spies. You will be put to the test. I swear by the life of Pharaoh that you will not leave this place until your younger brother comes here. Send one of you to fetch your brother while the others wait in prison. Thus it will be proved whether your words are true or not. If you are not, I swear on Pharaoh's life that it will be confirmed that you are spies." And he left them imprisoned for 3 days. On the 3rd day, Joseph said to them, "I fear God. If you want to save your lives, do this. If you are honest men, leave one of your brothers here in prison, while the rest return with wheat to satisfy their family's hunger. But bring me your youngest brother, so that your words may be proved and you will not have to die." They were ready to do this and said to one another, "Surely we are being punished for what we did to our brother. We saw how he was in anguish when he pleaded with us for his life, but we would not listen to him. That is why this anguish has come upon us." Reuben replied, "Didn't I tell you not to mistreat the boy? But you wouldn't listen to me. Now we'll have to account for his blood." But they did not know that Joseph could understand them, for he spoke to them through an interpreter. At this Joseph withdrew and began to cry, but soon after he came back and talked to them again. So he chose Simeon and had him chained before them. Then Joseph ordered them to fill their bags with wheat, return the silver of each of them, putting it in the bags, and give them supplies for the journey. And so it was done. They loaded the grain on their donkeys and left. At the place where they stopped for the night, one of them opened the bag to get fodder for his donkey and saw the silver in the mouth of the bag. And he said to his brothers, "They have returned my silver. It is here in my bag." Their hearts were filled with fear, and they trembled and said to one another, "What is this that God has done to us?" When they arrived at their father Jacob's house in the land of Canaan, they told him all that had happened to them, saying, "The man who governs that country spoke harshly to us and treated us like spies of the land. But we assure you that we are honest men and not spies. We also said that we were 12 brothers, children of the same father, and that one had already died and that the youngest was with our father in Canaan. Then the man who governs that country said to us, 'Let's see if you are honest. One of your brothers will stay here with me, and the others can go back and take supplies to satisfy their family's hunger. But bring me your youngest brother, so that I can prove that you are not spies, but honest men. Then I will give them back their brother and authorize them to do business in this land.' When they emptied the luggage, inside the luggage of each one was his purse full of silver. When they and their father saw the bags full of silver, they were afraid. And their father Jacob said to them, 'You are taking my children away from me. I have already been without Joseph, now without Simeon, and they still want to take Benjamin. Everything is against me. So Reuben said to his father, "You can kill my 2 sons if I don't bring him back. Leave him in my care, and I will bring him back." But the father replied, "My son will not go down with you. His brother is dead, and he is the only one left. If any harm befalls him on the journey you are about to make, you will make this white hair of mine go down to the grave in sorrow." Genesis chapter 43. Hunger remained severe in the land. So when all the wheat that Jacob's sons had brought out of Egypt was gone, their father said to them, "Go back and buy us a little more food." But Judah said to him, "The man sternly warned us, 'Do not return to me unless you bring your brother. If you will send our brother with us, we will go down and buy food for you. But if you don't send him with us, we won't go, because that's what the man said, 'Do not return to me unless you bring your brother.'" Israel asked, "Why did they harm me by telling that man that they had another brother?" And they replied, "He questioned us about us and our family. He also asked us, 'Is your father still alive? Do you have another brother?' We simply answered what he asked us. How could we know that he would demand that we take our brother?" Then Judah said to Israel his father, "Let the young man go with me, and we will go at once, so that you and we and our children may live and not die. I pledge myself personally for his safety. You can hold me responsible for him. If I don't bring him back and put him right here in your presence, I'll be guilty before you for the rest of my life." As it turns out, if we hadn't taken so long, we would have been there and back twice already. Then Israel, their father, said to them, "If it has to be like this, so be it. Pack some of the best products of our land in the luggage and take them as a gift to that man, a little balm, a little honey, some spices and myrrh, some pistachio nuts and almonds. Take double silver, and return the silver that was put back in the mouth of your luggage. Perhaps this happened by mistake. Take your brother too and go back to that man. May Almighty God grant you mercy before that man, so that he may let your other brother and Benjamin go back with you. As for me, if I'm childless, I'll be childless." So the men went down to Egypt, taking the gift, twice as much silver, and Benjamin, and they went to Joseph. When Joseph saw Benjamin with them, he said to his household manager, "Take these men to my house, kill an animal and prepare it. They will eat lunch with me at noon." He did as he was told and took them to Joseph's house. They were afraid when they were taken to Joseph's house, and they thought, "They brought us here because of the silver that was returned to our bags the first time. He wants to attack us, subjugate us, make us slaves, and take from us our donkeys." So they went to the manager of Joseph's house and said to him at the entrance of the house, "Listen, sir. The first time we came here was really to buy food. But at the place where we stopped for the night, we opened our bags and each of us found his silver, the exact amount. That's why we brought her back with us. Plus more silver to buy food. We don't know who put the silver in our luggage." "Rest assured," said the administrator. "Do not be afraid. It is your God, the God of your father, who has given you treasure in your bags, for I received your silver." So he released Simeon and brought him before them. Then he took them to Joseph's house, gave them water to wash their feet and fodder for their donkeys. So they prepared the gift for Joseph's arrival at noon, because they heard that they were going to have lunch there. When Joseph arrived, they presented him with what they had brought and bowed down to the ground before him. He then asked them how they were doing and then said, "How is your father, the old man you told me about? Is he still alive?" They replied, "Your servant, our father, is still alive and well." And they bowed down to do him honor. Looking around and seeing his brother Benjamin, his mother's son, Joseph asked, "Is this the youngest brother I was told about?" And he added, "God grant you grace, my son." Deeply moved on account of his brother, Joseph hurried away to find a place to weep, and going into his room, he wept. After washing his face, he came out and, in control of himself, said, "Serve the food." They served him separately from his brothers and also from the Egyptians who ate with him, because the Egyptians could not eat with the Hebrews, as this was sacrilege for them. His brothers were placed at the table before him in order of age, from oldest to youngest, and they looked at each other in bewilderment. So they served them the food from Joseph's table, and Benjamin's portion was 5 times as much as the others. And they feasted and drank to their heart's content.